Be sure and turn the volume up and listen to this. So I don't share a whole lot of my hunting stuff with y'all, but you can see these turkeys running. I've got a picture of them, and I've got quite a few cellular tacticams out, and you can see what's going on, see them running. I knew something was up. Right here, the next picture, you see that turkey in the air right there flying. So I really knew something was up then. So I flipped over to grab the video, get it transferred back to me, and where I could kind of hopefully catch whatever was coming this way. I put cameras out on roads quite a lot because roads are travel ways for animals and everything, because they're going to travel the path of least resistance, and you can learn a lot by watching roads, old logging roads. So check this out then. These are the same clips from earlier. We're just doing a repeat of it. There's coyote number 1, and there's coyote number 2. That is why we trapped. See, they were hot on the trail of that coyote. And then watch right here, about 30 minutes, a little over 30 minutes later, the turkeys are coming back down the road, and you see they're relaxed and settling. But the coyotes are all the time looking for food to eat. This was the very first night on this trap. Look what I caught. So that bobcat while ago, I reset that trap, and just a couple of days later, we're going to come in and I'll show you another bobcat that I caught in the same trap. But this is a coon in another set that I got. So this is the same set that the first bobcat was in, and this is just a couple of days later. I reset the trap right there in the same spot, and just refixed it all back up. You can actually see right there, kind of in front of the bobcat, down on the ground, that white right there. That is my pan cover that covers the pan on the trap right there. And when it catches, it keeps the dirt from getting up underneath the pan, so the pan will go down and it will catch make the trap activate. So then check this next catch out. That's a hoss right there. I'm talking about that son of a gun right there. Was a biggin. So several of my sets I have cameras on, and this one right here I had a camera on it. I did not get the catch on camera because I actually have 3 traps right here in this one area, this intersection where a road is, and I kind of got the camera set back to where I can get a picture, and I can see all 3 trap sets, but you can't see them really good. And this cat slipped in there and got in this trap. I could see it in the picture, but I didn't get a video of it. And this trap's probably it's not gonna be a half a mile from the other one, but I had been seeing this cat a couple of times, and I knew the cat was really big, and looked up and got this one. I didn't get a full pad catch on this one. I got about a half pad, so I got lucky. That's an MB550 that's holding that one, and it held on to that cat till I got there to get it out. All right, so there's a yote right there and a flat set right in the middle of the road. I've got all these traps set to where I can drive right to them in my truck, so that's a good thing. I've got pretty much all MB550s out. I have a couple, or 2 or 3 maybe, of the Duke's 550s. So there's a Sure is stinky son gun too, man. I'm gonna take care of him, get him gone. So I was kind of on the fence about showing some of this stuff. I showed some of it back in 19 when I was trapping then, too, doing some catches and everything. And the trapping for me dates back all the way to 2003 with beavers. I never really messed with coyotes and bobcats and all those other critters like that. Coons I did, but I had a place had a beaver problem on it, and that was kind of really before the internet was as big as it is right now. The internet was going in, and I ordered a video on beaver trapping, and it had this old guy's name, I believe it's Hal. I can't remember his last name right now, but he's a very old gentleman, and he showed a bunch of different sets and how to set up stuff. And my go-to trap, I used a lot of Conibear's body grip traps, 330s, but my go-to trap I figured out real quick was snares, and I got really good at catching beavers and just wearing them out. And if you know what to look for them, and you can go in a place and, you know, if you're crafty and you've got the time, the biggest thing is time. You can work a beaver population over quick, fast, and in a hurry. But so fast forward all the way up to 19, and I was wanting to mess with the coyotes and stuff, and I knew a couple of people who did it, but really didn't know them that well. And I'm no pro at it by no means. I'm learning every day. The difference between back in 02 when I was messing with the beavers and then today in 2024, there is so much help stuff online, especially on YouTube. There are some guys on YouTube who are really good. And the thing about it is there's a lot of right ways to do it. And again, let me reiterate, a lot of right ways to do it. And then there's a lot of wrong ways to do it. And then you can kind of blend your mix in the middle, because a lot of things, just like everything else, kind of depends on where you're at, you know, and the animals that you're dealing with, and the country and the terrain and all that stuff that you're dealing with. So you take a little bit of this over here and a little bit of that over there, and you kind of put it all together. And the biggest thing is you got to get out there in the field, and you got to start testing, and you got to start putting traps in the ground, things like that, and just seeing what works for you, and then evolve. And if you keep doing it, you'll get better and better and better. The biggest thing for me, and I'll talk about this, is the cameras. The cameras are such a useful tool, and the reason why they're a useful tool is because the thing that we have the least amount of in each of our lives is time. And the cameras help speed up the time factor as what you can do. There's a lot of people who are against them. There's a lot of people who are for them. I love them. I've been using them. I started out with, I'll kind of go down this route too. Covert started in 2017 with we're talking about cellular stuff, not pre-cellular, cellular stuff. Coverts. Coverts were good cameras. Had pretty good luck with them all the way up till Covert. Covert did really good till they sold out to Faradyne. Faradyne bought them, and then it just seemed like everything went downhill, and I started having trouble with cameras. I have cameras that wouldn't work, wouldn't send pictures. You had to try to communicate with them. When it was still Covert, they were great. You could get on the phone with them and pretty much get somebody, and they could help you or whatever. And last year at the NWTF convention up in Nashville, I talked to a guy at Faradyne with about the Covert cameras, and I was having an insane amount of trouble with them. And the biggest problem was when I talked to him about it, he said, man, we've had problems. He admitted that. He said, we've been having problems with some of our cameras. It's got a little bit of time on them getting moisture in behind the lens, and that's what was happening with me all the way up till this October. And I decided to swap. My buddy Chris is using Tacticams, and so I swapped over. And my Tacticam of choice, I have a bunch of them, is the Tacticam SK. And the reason why is it comes with a little solar thing on top of it, which really is not enough. It will not keep the battery up. But the other thing is it comes with a lithium battery pack already in it. So for just a little bit more money, and it's still under $200, you can get that camera. And if you got it on the road where it's just catching pictures just every now and then, that little solar will kind of keep that battery up halfway, and it will run a long, long time. But the other thing that I do with my cameras is I have a bunch of the 7 amp hour Dakota lithiums, and they're a pricey battery, and I have them in a box. And you can take the Tacticam and you can plug that battery right in the bottom of the Tacticam with the lithium pack in it, and it'll feed right through the lithium pack. Or if you don't have, if you don't have the SK, you got the X Pro, you can plug it right in the bottom of the battery container thing for the battery cartridge that don't have any batteries in it. The X Pro takes AA batteries, and you can plug it right into it and turn it on, and it'll run, you know, with the Dakotas in there, man. They do really good in the cold, and they'll run for a very long time. But so the X Pro takes the AA batteries. The SK has a lithium pack plus a little solar thing on top of it. It's about $40 more, 30 or $40 more, and it's very, very well worth your while to go to the SK on them. And it's really easy. They have the Tacticams have a flat yearly fee on their packages. So it does not matter if you got it, say you got it sitting on a feeder and you're a picture freak and you want to get thousands of pictures, you can get thousands of pictures, and it does not matter. And so their rates are very affordable. I'll say that to say this, I've been very happy with the Tacticams, and I don't work with them. They hadn't given me anything. I'm just sharing my knowledge with you about what I've dealt with. So to go back to the trapping thing, it's very important that we take care of these predators as much as we can, and the traps are the most efficient ways, because them traps are just like the cameras. They're sitting out there working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Rain, snow, shine, it does not matter. They're out there getting with the program, and if something comes through there, and it messes with it, it's going to get caught. I've had traps sit there for multiple weeks and checking them daily, and then all of a sudden, bam, I get something. So currently right now, I've got all the traps there in these roads, right adjacent to roads, because I started trapping right after Christmas. Right before New Year's is when I put the first set of them out, and then I put more out, and as the next few days went on. And then now that we're kind of winding toward the end of deer season, I'm going to get more out now. We had all this ice and snow this past week, so as soon as I get this thing fixed up and y'all are watching it, I'm fixing to go around and redo every one of my sets. I've got 2 or 3 sets that are compromised, and you'll see that here right after this. I'm going to show a little clip of one, and you're not going to catch them all, but it's fun messing with it. The trapping, it's kind of like bow hunting. It's on a personal kind of level, and to do it and to be successful at it, you have to know the animal to be successful, but to go a step further, to be consistent at it. The consistency is where I want to be. I love things that are challenging, and I'm very challenge driven, and this is something that's a humongous challenge to work and to do. But it's so rewarding. I've got a camera the other day. It pays off. It pays off big because the biggest thing, the turkeys and the deer, rabbits, quail, small animals like that. I had a picture the other day. I had 48 turkeys in that one picture. I hope maybe this inspires people to get out and do something. But let me say this right here. You better know your laws wherever you're at, and you better know everything the ins and outs on everything. You can look it up by state, Google it, read it, and make sure you read it, because when you cross over into the trapping world, there are so many things that you have to abide by. It is insane, and it varies a lot state to state. And so make sure wherever you're at in your area that you take note of that, and you read that before you go out there and start putting a trap out, putting something in the ground, or a snare. Some states you can run snares, some states you can't. Some you can run them, but they got to be in the water, to run them, and for beavers or whatever and stuff, and not on the ground. So be sure you check that out. Hey, give me some feedback. I know I did this before, and a lot of people didn't really like it, so I just kind of stayed away from it. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll kind of go there. I want to integrate more of my outdoor stuff into my channel. I don't want to start a second channel or anything, because what I do is outdoors now anyhow with all the work that I do. And I would like to kind of integrate some of my recreational outdoor stuff, which is hunting. I mean, that's in a nutshell what I do, because I am a lot of people may not realize that, but I'm a huge outdoorsman and love getting out and being a game keeper. So anyhow, we'll catch y'all later. Later, taters. That's what it looks like when one don't get caught. It's probably the one that I just caught that you seen before this clip. Probably did this right here. See, there's a trap right there, and it just missed it. It was on this quest to get to my bait down there. So that's a dirt hole set. I'll actually after the storm comes through or whatever, I'll redo this one completely and redo another hole in it. And you ain't gonna catch them all.